We welcome you to the Novant Health Fieldhouse for this presentation of the UPSHOT League. For the first time in nearly 3 weeks, UPSHOT basketball makes its way back to the Triad. Greensboro, North Carolina is our site for this Friday evening showdown between the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast. My name is Wendell Epps, here to bring you the coverage of this matchup. It is crazy to think that we are in the final stretch of the inaugural UPSHOT regular season. And while we already know that the Jacksonville Waves and the Charlotte Crown have clinched their spot to face off against one another in this year's championship game, which will be played on August 29th, there is still plenty of opportunity for the Groove and the Steel to play for here in the league of opportunity. Before we get into what's key to watch here in tonight's matchup between the Groove and the Steel, I do want to highlight the big news that came out today in Greensboro and in the UPSHOT League. Kristen Williams, a player who has been on the Greensboro Groove this season, she signed a WNBA contract today with the Dallas Wings as a developmental player. Williams becomes the second player in the UPSHOT League this season to sign a WNBA contract, joining Michelle Onya of the Charlotte Crown, who signed a contract with the Indiana Fever a few weeks ago. So congrats to Kristen Williams. Williams had a stellar campaign with the Greensboro Groove, averaging nearly 10 points a game in 14 appearances with Greensboro this season. She actually had scored 10-plus points in each of her final games with Greensboro, which I'm sure got the attention of the Dallas Wings. And better yet for Kristen Williams, she's going to be able to reunite with two of her former UConn Huskies teammates in Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd, each of the last top picks in the WNBA draft the past 2 years. So an opportunity for Kristen Williams that she is going to certainly cherish, and that is what UPSHOT is for, to give these women a chance to be able to play professional basketball in the U.S., stay in shape, and hopefully get the attention of bigger and better opportunities out there. So certainly a wonderful chance for Kristen Williams, but we've got plenty of talent that we're going to see here on the floor today with Greensboro and Savannah. The Groove coming tonight with an overall record of 10-20. They're coming off a 3-game series versus the Jacksonville Waves that began last Saturday and ended on Wednesday. Now, all games were played down in the Sunshine State there in Florida. Greensboro actually took the first meeting last weekend 97-93 before dropping the last two, including a 90-80 loss in their last time out on Wednesday. Thing that happened there for Greensboro that kind of hurt them was the rebounding category. They were out-rebounded 50-32, so they're hoping to change that here in tonight's contest. On the other side for the Savannah Steel, they're coming in tonight 7-21. They've dropped their last 13 games. They're trying to get back in the win column. They have not won since June 27th when they actually defeated this Greensboro Groove team down in Savannah. Now, Savannah's coming off a 4-game series against the Charlotte Crown, which they actually put forth a good effort against the Crown. They actually only lost by 5 points in their last meeting on Sunday, 88-83. And these two teams have not played each other in this building since the opening weekend of the UPSHOT season. And those of you that have been with us throughout the entire course of this UPSHOT League season, you will definitely remember the chaos that ensued between Greensboro and Savannah in those opening weekend games, one of those being a double overtime thriller. And Savannah put up a really good fight in those contests. Now, the roster certainly looks a lot different versus the roster they had the last time they hit the hardwood here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, but they have a couple players that are still on this team, most notably Laisha Petrie, who is the 5th leading scorer in the UPSHOT League, coming in tonight averaging 14 points a contest. She's averaged almost 18 points a game in 6 meetings against Greensboro this season, including putting up an UPSHOT career high 32 points in a double overtime thriller versus the Groove back on May 16th. So Petrie, certainly a player to keep an eye out for. Number 15 in black tonight for the Savannah Steel. Another player, number 3, J.J. Quinterly, who has been a stellar addition for Savannah. She's only played in a couple games with them so far, but she's averaged over 21 points a game with them. Quinterly's a player who has a plethora of WNBA experience, playing a handful of games last year with the Dallas Wings after being a draft pick there, the 27th overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. So Savannah coming in here very loose tonight. A lot of new additions to their roster over the past couple weeks, but they've been starting to gel a little bit better and trying to get back on track and get themselves a win here tonight. Greensboro hoping to get themselves a win too. It's been a while since they played a home game here in this building at the Novant Fieldhouse. The last time they were here was against the Jacksonville Waves. You actually see Kristen Williams on your screen right there, so it's a cool sign to see. She is out here supporting the Greensboro Groove. But this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how both teams come out. I think they're going to play. You're going to see a very loose, energetic, fun play style between the Groove and the Steel. Greensboro starting Jessica Timmons, Sahara Jones, Kayla Jones, Tay Jones-Bell, and Nyseria Pryor here this evening, rocking the white uniform. Savannah's got JJ Quinterly, Corey Lard, Alicia Jenkins, Kaya Watson, and Laisha Petrie. Here we go. Friday Night Hoops, it's the Groove, it's the Steel, and we're officially underway from the Gate City as Greensboro controls the opening tap. This is Jessica Timmons with it, who has been such an elite scorer for Greensboro these last couple games. Drives in near the right elbow, puts up a short runner that can't fall. Second opportunity for the Groove. Pryor, pull up J. In and out, and the rebound's corralled there by Jenkins. Jessica Timmons, she's averaging nearly 22 points a game in her last 5 games. She had 20 in their last outing against Jacksonville. Player that has been scoring on all facets of the floor. This is Petrie. Player just spotlighted in our open, takes it inside and gets the first 2 points of the evening. Laisha Petrie, hometown Detroit, Michigan, playing here with the Savannah Steel. Has been such a consistent force for Savannah, playing with a plethora of players that have been in and out of their lineup. Kayla Jones will fire a triple and knock it down. I like it. Getting Greensboro started from deep as they take an early 3-2 lead. Here's Jenkins. Kicks it out now. Petrie tightly defended by Sahara Jones. 5 on the timer. Gonna have to put something up. Petrie drives in, floats one up, can't fall, but gets her own miss, as we will get a foul called on the floor. Your officials this evening, Deanna Jackson, Kenneth Thomas, and Dylan Corey. And Savannah will throw it out from the side with 14 on the shot clock. Appreciate everyone joining us here tonight. UPSHOT League basketball. Final home stretch for the Greensboro Groove. They're home tonight. They'll be home again tomorrow, and that'll be their final home game of the UPSHOT regular season. As you see Tay Jones-Bell knock that ball out of bounds on that play. Savannah will get a couple home games next week to wrap up their regular season. Greensboro will be in the Queen City to take on the Charlotte Crown, and then that'll be it for their inaugural UPSHOT League season, a season that has presented a lot of fun as a 3 balls on the way there from Watson. That one too long. This is Timmons, nearly 2 minutes into our contest. Greensboro's got 1 3-point make so far. Pryor, out to Timmons, baseline J is a beauty. Calm, cool, and collected is Jessica Timmons. She has really stepped into a more heavy offensive role, especially these last couple games with no Diamond Johnson. A lot more has been tasked on Timmons' plate. Jenkins was looking for Lard, overthrew her. That'll be a turnover on Savannah. I think in a game like this, who can come out with the hotter start? That's going to be the key. Especially considering that both of these teams have had a couple days off, time to regroup. And they have not played each other in over a month as well. These rosters looked a lot different the last time these two teams squared off in Savannah. Jones-Bell knocks down a 3 from the left corner. So Greensboro coming out hot on a Friday night. 2 triples, they lead by 6. On the other end, Quinterly says, anything you can do, I can do better. JJ Quinterly, hometown just a couple hours up north, up in Norfolk, Virginia. Played her college ball at West Virginia. Certainly a bucket getter. Here's Kayla Jones, has it right near that free throw line with 8 on the timer. Jones-Bell feeling it again. This time she's fouled. So Tay Jones-Bell getting the starting nod here this evening. Playing in her 24th game this season with the Greensboro Groove. Let's take a look at this replay. See, Aisha Petrie got in on that and called for the foul. So Jones-Bell's going to shoot a couple free throws here. First shot is up and in for Jones-Bell. Had 14 points last Saturday against the Jacksonville Waves. What was one of her higher scoring performances in the UPSHOT League this season? Had 10 points in the last game on Wednesday as well. So 2 really good performances for Jones-Bell. Her score numbers have gone up. This is a player who played her college ball at Georgetown University and at Colorado. Played overseas for a bit in Finland. Got an opportunity here in UPSHOT with the Greensboro Groove. Was on that opening night roster. Played in that opening week series against the Savannah Steel. And has been a reliable piece for Greensboro this season. So 11-5, Greensboro now leads by 6. Just a little over 3 minutes into our contest. This is Lard, gets it in the hands of Quinterly, tightly defended by the aggressive Niceria Pryor. Pryor all up in her grill right now. That's what I call defense. Getting a round of applause from some fans here at the Novant Fieldhouse. 3 balls on the way for Watson, and it drops in. So both teams 3-point happy to begin this contest. We obviously know basketball has certainly turned into a 3-point heavy game. There's a lot of shooters on the floor. If you look at some of these players' numbers, especially in their college years, you'll see that they either led or second on their college as far as 3-point makes and field goal percentage. On the other end now, here come the Savannah Steel. This is Jalea Williams, who's just checked in and throws the ball courtside right near Taj McWilliams Franklin, who's in the house tonight. Get another sub for Savannah. Z Spearman will check in. She'll replace Watson. Z Spearman, one of the players that actually has been on the Savannah Steel all season long, and she has had a couple good performances against Greensboro so far this season. Spearman averaging a little over 9 points a game this year with the steal. Oh my goodness, look at Alicia Jenkins saying, get that out of here. Blocking Kayla Jones down low. Possession, though, will stay with the Groove. Now, Jenkins, a unique story for her. She's a player with some WNBA experience. She played 5 games in the 2020 WNBA season. That was obviously a unique year to play in the W. She played 5 games with 3 different teams. As we see a steal there for Savannah. Here comes Williams on the other end, taking it coast to coast, but she's called for the offensive foul, pushed off. Sahara Jones on that play. She's smiling on the other end. So offensive foul for Savannah, but as I was talking about Jenkins, someone that has played professional ball for a couple years, and she played her college ball at the University of South Florida. Actually had a good game in her last outing against Charlotte with 13 points. As you see that push off again there from Jalea Williams. So back and forth we go between the Groove and the Steel. Pryor, Jones, Jones-Bell knocks down another 3. Someone's feeling it early on, and it's Tay Jones-Bell, her second triple of the contest. On the other end, Quinterly slices her way inside, but can't finish. Great defense there from Williams. Jones-Bell scoops it back up. Sahara Jones will fire a long ball. Rebounds corralled there by Corey Lard. Halfway through our opening period, Greensboro leads Savannah by 6. Lard, pull up J, hits the front of the rim, no good. Now Sahara Jones takes it inside. 3 defenders on her, and we're gonna get a jump ball. Excellent hustle by the Steel to get back on defense, and Quinterly forced the jump ball. And that's going to take us to our first timeout of the contest here tonight. But Greensboro rolling early on, and it's thanks to Tay Jones-Bell. 14-8 they lead. Back in just a moment, you're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. Right now on your screen, you see Kristen Williams and Diamond Johnson. Big news today. Kristen Williams signing that developmental contract with the Dallas Wings, becoming the second UPSHOT League player to earn herself a contract in the WNBA. Huge congrats in order to Kristen Williams, who has had a stellar basketball career, and just great to see that she's going to be off to a wonderful chapter there in Dallas. But how about the Greensboro Groove here tonight, folks? They have been on a roll, and it's been thanks to Tay Jones-Bell. She has come out on fire. 9 early points for Tay Jones-Bell. She has more points than the entire Savannah Steel roster. 2 of 2 from long range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and it's helped Greensboro get this early 6-point lead. But Savannah putting up a really good fight. I'm seeing a lot of energy from the Steel squad. Jones-Bell straight out of the timeout, trying to keep her hot streak alive. That's her first miss of the evening. Here's Quinterly with it. Gets a screen from Lauren Taylor, who's just checked in the ball game for Savannah. Down low, this is Z Spearman missing. Rebounds corralled there by Jalea Williams, who puts it up and in. Savannah team that height-wise doesn't have the biggest players on the floor, but they've got a lot of guards like Jalea Williams who are very versatile and actually can rebound the ball at a pretty efficient rate, as we'll get an over and back call on Jessica Timmons. Laisha Petrie will come back in for the steal. She'll replace Corey Lard. I mentioned Petrie had that stellar 30-plus point performance against Greensboro when she saw them a few months ago. Tomorrow's actually going to mark the 3-month anniversary of UPSHOT and the opening night that we saw Savannah and Greensboro here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. That was a fun one, a sellout crowd in this building. It was the same thing down in Jacksonville that night with the Waves and the Crown going toe-to-toe. As we'll get a loose ball foul called on Petrie. So possession now will flip over to Greensboro, leading by 4 with 3:52 remaining in our opening frame. So the Groove right now on the floor have Tay Jones-Bell, Nyseria Pryor, Sahara Jones, Kayla Jones, and Jessica Timmons. They've actually played their starting 5 this whole first quarter. No substitutions as of yet for Greensboro. Timmons working against Petrie. Fakes and drives her way inside for the deuce. 2 of the top leading scorers in Upshot going toe-to-toe tonight. Timmons sitting at 4th in points per game. As that's another turnover for Savannah, and Greensboro is going to get that ball back. Waiting to see if the officials will let some subs check into the game. So right now, Amaya Scott, who is set to make her Greensboro Groove home debut, is at the scores table. They'll say that she'll be able to check in next dead ball. Pryor has it, tightly defended right now by Quinterly. Gets a screen from Jones-Bell, now picked up by Petrie. 10 on the shot clock as Timmons has it near that left wing. Excellent defense from the Savannah Steel leads to a steal on the other end. Quinterly blocked by Jones-Bell. Said, you ain't scoring on me. Oh, but they got a foul on Jones-Bell at the last second. So it looked clean here from a distance, but foul was called on Jones-Bell. We'll take a look at this one once again. This was a stellar possession by Savannah to force the turnover. And then excellent job by Jones-Bell to get back on defense. That was a lot of ball, but foul was called on the play as Quinterly knocks down the first free throw. So Savannah cuts the lead down to 5, and now we officially get to welcome Amaya Scott to the floor for her home debut with the Greensboro Groove. So Amaya Scott, one of the new additions in the Greensboro Groove. Young ball player who finished her college basketball career playing at Delaware State. As driving inside there, finishing for Greensboro is Nyseria Pryor. Here comes Savannah on the other end. This is Spearman down low. Muscling her way inside and missing. Good rebound from Kayla Jones. Jones wasting no time on the other end of the floor, getting in, missing. Ball's tapped around, gets it back, and 1 for Kayla Jones. So excellent two-way possession for the Greensboro Groove. And that's what you like to see, getting to the foul line, drawing fouls. Kayla Jones just did that. A player who was a mid-season addition on the Greensboro Groove. Look at that tap there for Nyseria Pryor. That was actually the reason that ball even went back to Kayla Jones. She converts a three-point play. Greensboro now has their largest lead of the night, leading by 9, 2:23 to play in our first quarter. Greensboro and Savannah, the first of this 2-game weekend series. 3 ball on the way from Taylor, way off the mark. On the other end, Sahara Jones a triple. Rattles home! A hometown bounce as Savannah calls time. Greensboro's doing some home cooking. The Groove are in a groove. They lead by 12 with 2:03 to play in the first quarter. We're back in just a moment. You're watching the Upshot League. The Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel going toe-to-toe on a Friday night. Welcome back in to this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you tonight's broadcast. We got our wonderful production crew along for the ride as well. Less than 2 minutes remain here in this first quarter as Greensboro's got their largest lead of the evening so far. Everything has been clicking for this Groove team. Savannah trying to get back on track. A three-ball drops in there for Jalea Williams. I tell you, Williams has a very bubbly, energetic personality. I always see nothing but smiles when she's on the floor, which you love to see, just having fun out there. And that's the unsung thing that really makes a high-quality ball players when they're just going out there playing loose. And here comes Williams on the other end, wasting no time. Drops a pass to Lauren Taylor. Excellent cut, everything but the finish. Spearman got it back, lost control of it. Timmons chased it down, but was unable to hold on to it as possession will go back to Savannah. So the Steel have gone very deep in the rotation so far. A lot of substitutions have been made. Greensboro's only made one, and that has been bringing in Amaya Scott. Other than that, they have been rolling with the majority of their starting lineup so far. Corey Lard's turnaround J can't fall. And as I say that, Sonia Morris is set to check in at the next dead ball. Jones drives inside, tightly defended by Jenkins. This is Jones Bell. Less than a minute to play in our opening frame. Shot clock down to 10. Number 10, Niceria Pryor, has it for the Groove. Gets into the lane and is blocked. Jenkins and Williams got a piece of it. Possession will stay with the Groove with just 4 on the timer. So Jessica Timmons will get her first break of the evening, well deserved for JT. As Pryor will inbound it, just 4 seconds left, so Greensboro's gonna have to hurry. Jones Bell fires, blocked there. Oh my goodness, great defense from Kyle Watson. That's going to give Savannah the ball back in their possession. Watson, hometown of Rapid City, South Dakota. Played her college ball at West Virginia, a program known for producing a lot of great defensive players on both the women's and the men's side. Here's Jenkins on the other end, muscling her way into the lane, drawing contact, and will shoot 2. So the Savannah Steel playing their 15th road game of the UPSHOT season here this evening. Just an overall record of 1-13 away from their home building. They've actually had a pretty adequate record at home. A 6-8 record there. As the first shot drops in for Jenkins. But Savannah, as I was alluding to a little bit earlier in the broadcast, they have really put up a good fight in their last couple games. Playing hard against a Charlotte Crown team that has arguably been the hottest team in the UPSHOT League, winning 10 of their last 11 games. Savannah only lost by 5 in that last game they played against Charlotte on Saturday. But they have done really well, just playing hard, not giving up. Even in this UPSHOT season that has presented a lot of changes and challenges, they have still played hard. And you know who else has been playing hard for the Greensboro Groove? That's Amaya Scott, her first home bucket with the Greensboro Groove here this season. Just her 4th game overall with this Groove team. 5 seconds remain in our first quarter. Savannah's got one final chance, and Williams not able to get a shot off in time. Coach Janice Washington loving that defense from her home squad. So that takes us to the end of quarter number 1. Greensboro leading Savannah 26-17. Through an opening period of play. Step aside, back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse here in Greensboro, North Carolina. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel going toe-to-toe on this Friday evening here. Beautiful Friday here in the Triad area as Z Spearman scores the first bucket of the second quarter for the Savannah Steel. Cuts the lead down to 7 there. Greensboro in that first quarter shot 50% from the field, held Savannah to just under 39%. Groove did a nice job getting 6 assists as a team. Actually, all 5 starters got at least 1 assist in that first quarter for the Groove, which is very impressive. Tells me that it was indeed a total team effort in that first quarter for Greensboro. Groove playing home here tonight. Back to school bash, celebrating the kids and all the students going back to school. High school, college, all over the place. Busy time here in the great state of North Carolina. Tomorrow we'll have Fan Appreciation Night. That's 4 p.m. tip-off time. You can get your tickets at grooveupshot.com/tickets. Definitely don't want to miss that. It's going to be a fun one tomorrow to celebrate you guys, the fans, and also to be able to celebrate these players that are here, been putting in the good work this season. And it'll be our farewell to these Greensboro Groove players, at least in this building. It'll be the final home game tomorrow for the Greensboro Groove. Z Spearman has it down low, kicks it out to Alicia Jenkins. Now it's Williams, fires a J in the face of Scott. That one in and out. Rebounds corralled by Sahara Jones. Jones taking her time, spinning her way into the lane, and oh, almost got the acrobatic and 1 to go. She will shoot 2 free throws. Second and third free throw attempts of the quarter for Sahara Jones, who comes in this evening averaging 13 points a game, just a little under 6 rebounds. And Sahara Jones has really become an elite player for Greensboro. This is somebody who, in her last game against Jacksonville, posted a monster stat line of 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks as she misses the first free throw there. She has had 10-plus points in each of her last 9 games. That comes after she only had 1 double-digit scoring game in her first 9 games of the UPSHOT League season. Her role in the beginning stages of this year was more of a 3-and-D type player, but with all the roster and lineup changes, she was tasked for a lot more. She started getting a lot more starts and has taken full advantage of it. And so has Nyseria Pryor, who gets the steal and the bucket. Do your thing, Nyseria. Do your thing. The smallest player out on the floor, but she's got so much heart and hustle in her game. Spearman's free throw line, Jay can't fall. Somehow caught the ball, tries to tap it up a second, a third time, trying to do it a 4th time, misses that one, and Pryor soars for the board. Wide open is Scott on the other end, takes it in, and finishes. Great defense leading to great offense. Greensboro on a roll, leading by 13. And Amaya Scott was at the right place at the right time, and I love that she took it inside aggressively and confidently and finished there as Pryor is going to be called for the foul on that play. First foul on Nyseria Pryor, as free throws coming up now for Savannah. We've got a delay of game warning assessed to the Savannah Steel. As Quinterly will shoot a couple free throws here for Savannah. Quinterly, a young, stellar talent, just 23 years old. She'll turn 24 in October. Listed at 5'8", 126 games played at the University of West Virginia, where she averaged 16 points per game in her career. She had 30 points in her last game on Sunday against the Charlotte Crown. So this is a player that can put the ball into the hole, has 6 points so far tonight. This is Sahara Jones with it right in front of that Savannah Steel bench, tightly defended by Kaya Watson. Now Kayla Jones faking, taking, and missing. Good idea. Now here comes Petrie on the other end of the floor. Picked up one-on-one against Sahara Jones. The switch as Scott guards her now. 10 seconds remain on the shot clock. Sahara Jones tumbled down to the ground as that's going to be an offensive foul on Savannah. So Greensboro makes a couple substitutions. Maya Scott, Jessica Timmons, Sonia Morris, Niceria Pryor, and Kayla Jones, the 5 on the floor right now for Greensboro. As Jessica Timmons is now at the line here for Greensboro. If you're just joining us, welcome on into the UPSHOT League. My name is Wendell Epps here to bring you tonight's broadcast between the Groove and the Steel. Greensboro taking on Savannah for the first time in over a month, and the first time here in this building since the opening weekend of the UPSHOT League back on May 15th and May 16th. No Diamond Johnson tonight for Greensboro, but it's been no problem so far. They've been able to play high-quality basketball. It's been a total team effort, a lot of assists for the Groove. Tay Jones-Bell started off hot, hitting a couple threes from long range, 9 first-quarter points, and really set the tempo for Greensboro, hence the reason they lead by 13. This is Morris. Steps in, fires a long ball, too strong. Pryor soars for the rebound. Second chance for Greensboro. Kayla Jones, the Euro, into the lane for 2. On the other end, it's Quinterly. Picking up her dribble, looking for help. I tell you, Greensboro's defense has really been exquisite so far. Their offense has looked sharp, but their defense, they've just been making Savannah work for every one of their baskets and shot attempts. As we'll get a foul called on the play. Z Spearman will head to the line now to shoot 2. See a replay of Spearman going up against Kayla Jones. Z Spearman, listed at 6'4", grew up in Georgia, so cool sight for her being able to play pro ball in the hometown state of hers. College ball played at the University of Tennessee, was top 10 in blocks per game in her final year at Tennessee as far as the conference win in the SEC. A very talented conference, of course, has produced a plethora of high-quality women's basketball players through the years. Sahara Jones gets into the lane, can't finish, but a good look for her. Here comes Petrie on the other end with the need for speed. The overhead pass to Watson. And she'll slow things down. Watson drives into the lane. Nice little fake. Fires up, but can't hit that one. Pryor gets herself another rebound. She's had a couple of rebounds in this ball game this evening. Timmons, an open 3-ball. Money! So Jessica Timmons knocking down the tray ball. Her first long ball of the contest as Greensboro now leads by 16. 4 Groove players have scored 6 or more points, led by Jones-Bell with 9. Watson catches it down low, bounce pass to Taylor, lost control of the ball, and Moore says, "I'll take that from you." And And there's a clock malfunction. There's no way that will be a shot clock violation. I'm with Sonia Morris. The look at her face. It's like, what's going on? If that's the case, I would have been the quickest 24 seconds I've ever seen in my life. So they're going to fix that. Greensboro is going to keep possession as they lead 38-22. And we're going to get a timeout to get everything situated at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, but Greensboro is rolling right now. Take a look at that Euro from Kayla Jones, making magic happen. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Back at the Novant Health Fieldhouse in Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro and Savannah, we've got the clock situated. Greensboro's got the time that they were supposed to get as Timmons has it on the left corner. Fires a triple, knocks it down with confidence. JT doing her thing in Greensboro. Her second triple, 2 of 2 from long range. As Pryor gets the steal, here comes the groove. They want more. Pryor, pull up Jay, get in there. It's all Greensboro as they now lead by 21, and Savannah's seen enough. They call time. How about this first half performance from the Greensboro Groove? Everybody eats. We'll take another break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Well, it's been all Greensboro here in this second quarter as we welcome you back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. 17-5, the Groove have outscored the Steel in this second quarter. It's been a thing of beauty for Greensboro. They've shot 60% from the field. They've held Savannah to just one made field goal so far in this second period. As Laisha Petrie's baseline J can't fall. And everybody's been getting involved for Greensboro. Jessica Timmons leads the way right now with 10 points. She's 2 of 2 from long range as well and a plus 16. She has had a very masterclass performance thus far. How about Kayla Jones saying, "Get out of here, Z Spearman." And on the other end, it's Sonia Morris driving in, firing a J. That one can't fall. Last touch by Savannah. So possession will stay with the Groove. Greensboro coming in tonight with an overall record of 10-20. 5-10 in this building, 5-10 on the road. As Morris drives into the lane and finishes with the left hand. Sonia Morris showcasing her aggressiveness here in Greensboro. Has gotten a lot more playing time, especially in these last couple games for the Groove. Timmons gets the board off the Lard miss. It's a 3-on-3 on the other end of the floor. The pull-up J is off the mark. Rebounds corralled by Sahara Jones. Pryor, oh my goodness, slicing and dicing her way into the lane. Oh, the move looked pretty, but they're going to say she did a double dribble. Turnover Greensboro. Possession will flip back over to Savannah. See head coach Takara Ross on your screen right now at the helm for the Savannah Steel, leading a group of young, hungry, energetic basketball players on the Savannah Steel team. A lot of upside in their game. I know it's been a little bit rough for them as far as not being able to get the wins that they've wanted in these last couple games, but they've been playing still competitive basketball and still trying to go out there and compete at a high level. Kayla Jones gets the steal. On the other end, she'll kick it out to Nyseria Pryor. Greensboro will reset. And on the other end of the floor, we've got our first bucket of the night for another new Greensboro group player who's making her home debut. That's Christabel Izuma. Welcome to the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Izuma, listed at 6'2", played her college ball at the University of Alabama. As getting inside there for Savannah is JJ Quinterly. That is just Savannah's second field goal of this second quarter. So that second basket comes just a little over 7 minutes into this period. Timmons gets inside, muscles her way into the lane and floats it up and in. Like clockwork for Jessica Timmons, who's up to 13 points. That's a game high. Greensboro with this monster 25-point lead, looking to add to it now. Timmons, oh my goodness, spinning and winning down the floor. Kicks it out to Kayla Jones. Sahara Jones fakes, takes, and misses as Jenkins corrals the rebound. Less than 2 minutes remain here in our second quarter. All Greensboro leading 49-24. Petrie, long J, too long. Jenkins got the rebound, but she'll be assessed for the over and back foul. Looks like we've got another media timeout called here on the floor. So Greensboro up by 25. First half about to wind down. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Back live at the Novant Health Fieldhouse in beautiful Greensboro, North Carolina. UPSHOT basketball making its way back to the Triad for the first time in nearly 3 weeks. And we've been treated to a fun one so far. Greensboro Groove fans have a lot to be pleased about. Their team leads 49-24 over the Savannah Steel. Groove outscored the Steel 23-7 in the second quarter. That comes after a first period where they outscored Savannah by 9, 26-17. Tay Jones-Bell picks up her dribble, gives it over to Jessica Timmons. That'll be over and back, though. Timmons and Jones-Bell have combined for 22 points so far in this contest. As Amaya Scott will come back in for Greensboro, replacing Kayla Jones. So you've got Scott, Timmons, Jones-Bell, Pryor, as well as Izuma, the 5 on the floor for Greensboro. Driving inside now, it's Quinterly. Blocked by Jones-Bell! The block of the week in UPSHOT basketball. My goodness, Tay Jones-Bell said, you know what? I'm going to ring that bell right there and I'm going to block you. And she did just that. She has had a couple athletic defensive plays this season, and that was one of them for sure. Taking it inside now, Quinterly blocked again! Oh my, Nyseria Pryor and Jones-Bell this time bringing a tag team effort defensively. It's Greensboro's defense that has really impressed me the most, folks. I tell you, their offense has looked really sharp. The 49 points has been great, but that defense has been something else. I mean, to hold Savannah to just 7 points so far in the second quarter, they didn't even get that second field goal until just a few moments ago. It's been a masterclass performance on that end of the floor for the Groove. Petrie, a triple. Too long, ball tapped around. Watson tried to get it for Savannah, but it goes in the hands of Nyseria Pryor. Here's Timmons now, one-on-one against Quinterly. Steps in, fires at Jay, too strong. On the other end, it's a one-on-one. Quinterly against Pryor. The Euro inside, and Pryor is going to be called for the foul. We're going to take a look at these last two monster blocks. First, Tay Jones-Bell, fired up, ready to go. And then on the other end, Nyseria Pryor. Yeah, she was the one that got the block. The 5'4" guard. Are you kidding me? That's what I call a total team defensive effort. As Quinterly's now at the line to shoot 2 for Savannah. First shot drops up and in for Quinterly. Now 9 points for her. That is a team high for Savannah. Make here can bring her to double digits, where she's been able to reach double digits in every one of her UPSHOT League games this season. Gonna have to wait on that as the second free throw was a miss. Lauren Taylor drives inside. She's fouled, and Lauren Taylor will shoot 2. So Savannah will get some conversation going at that halftime locker room and hope to try and make a little bit of a run and a stronger push in the second half. Greensboro will just be looking to do more of the same of what they've been able to do in these first 2 quarters, which is just be aggressive offensively and defensively. It's worked so far for a Groove team that is trying to get a win in front of their fans. It's been a little while since they've been able to get a win here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Last time they were able to do it was against the Charlotte Crown back in mid-July. The Groove playing home tonight. Second to last home game of the regular season. Tomorrow will be their final home game of the season, and it will be right here against this exact same Savannah Steel team. Shot clock still on, 3-second differential, but Laisha Petrie gets the steal. Shot clock now off. Savannah can hold it for the final shot if they wish, but Pryor says, give me that. Here she comes on the other end of the floor. Blocked, oh my goodness. JJ Quinterly got the block. However, they're gonna call a foul on Quinterly. So another play where it looked like from a distance that maybe it was a block in transition, but official said nope, it was a foul. We're going to take a look at a replay to see. And a lot of contact there, but also a lot of ball. Great defense from J.J. Quinterly. A nice area Pryor, though, will get 2 free throws with 0.7 of a second here in our first half. So that'll let Greensboro get into the 50s in the scoring department as Pryor knocks down the first shot. Greensboro's going to head into this halftime locker room with a sizable first half lead. Pryor misses the second. Second quarter's over, and it is officially halftime in Greensboro, North Carolina, where the Groove lead the Steel 50-26 through 2 quarters of play. They outscored Savannah 24-9 in that second period. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have halftime stats, highlights, and more. Stick with us. You're watching the UPSHOT League. When your business needs power you can rely on, trust a commercial and industrial electrical contractor who knows North Carolina. From new construction and renovations to service, upgrades, and critical power systems, D.W. Evans Electric delivers safe, dependable electrical solutions on time and on budget. Our experienced team powers facilities across the state with precision, professionalism, and pride. D.W. Evans Electric, powering North Carolina's businesses. Call 919-383-6020 or visit dwevans.com today. Got some wonderful halftime entertainment going on at the Novant Health Fieldhouse as Greensboro and Savannah going toe-to-toe here on this Friday evening. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you tonight's broadcast. And man, oh man, that first half was something else for the Greensboro Groove. Arguably one of their best first half performances of the entire UPSHOT League season. Certainly the best performance, at least here in this building, as far as the game goes for the Greensboro Groove in a first 2 quarters of play. They came out and they outscored the Savannah Steel 26-17 in the first quarter. Following that, 24-9, Greensboro outscored Savannah in the second quarter of play. Really all started with Tayana Jones-Bell. She came out swinging. 9 points in that opening period, hit a couple three-pointers. She even got fouled on a three-point shot attempt and knocked down all free throws that she took at the line. And then I felt like that really just set the tempo for everybody else to be like, okay, it's going to be a scoring party tonight. I'm in. And following that, we saw Nyceria Pryor, Kayla Jones, and Jessica Timmons really get things going. Timmons led all scorers in that first half for Greensboro with 12 points. She was 5 of 10 from the field, 3 rebounds, and an assist in her stat line. And Greensboro led by as many as 25 in that first half. Savannah really just was not able to get into a rhythm. They actually played some pretty competitive basketball in the opening minutes of play. It looked like maybe this was going to be a back-and-forth contest, but quickly, Greensboro was able to create a lot of separation, stay in the driver's seat, and that's where they are right now at the intermission, leading 50-26. Now, for the Savannah Steel, the good news for them is that J.J. Quinterly who's been their leading scorer the last couple games, she started to get going a little bit in the second quarter. Savannah did not get their second field goal of the second period until a little over 7 minutes into the quarter, but Quinterly was able to get to the line a couple times towards the end of that second quarter. She finished that first half with 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 rebounds. Jalea Williams backed her up with 5 points. What I'm looking at for Savannah is Laisha Petrie. Can she get going in that second half? Just 2 points for her in that first half, and she was just 1 of 6 from the field. So Savannah hoping to get more production out of one of their leading scorers this UPSHOT League season. Again, Laisha Petrie, the 5th leading scorer in UPSHOT, going against Jessica Timmons, who leads all scorers, who is currently the 4th leading scorer in the UPSHOT League. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, more halftime analysis. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse. We're live on a Friday night in Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro Groove leading the Savannah Steel 50-26 here at the halftime break. I'm going to talk about these UPSHOT League standings, give you a little update here of what's been happening around the league. It's been obviously a busy past couple weeks. The Groove have not played at home recently, but they have played on the road and they've been busy. Wrapping up recently a series in Jacksonville where you see the Jacksonville Waves currently lead the UPSHOT League standings at 23-7. They're on a 3-game win streak, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Charlotte Crown not too far behind at 19-11. We already know that Jacksonville and Charlotte will be playing each other in the inaugural UPSHOT League championship game at the end of this month. Those berths have already been clinched, so they're good to go. That's going to be an exciting matchup. Those two teams actually are going to play against each other tomorrow in another regular season tilt. Of course, you can watch that in every UPSHOT League basketball game on the UPSHOT YouTube channel. And then you see Greensboro at 10-20, third place, trying to get their third win. Them and the Savannah Steel, who are in fourth at 7-21, just trying to play for pride right now. You know, still a lot of people are watching, right? I mean, Kristen Williams, that was the highlight of today as far as UPSHOT League news. She just signed a WNBA contract with the Dallas Wings. That doesn't happen without Kristen Williams playing good basketball and being alert and present for the Greensboro Groove. And her recent performances, her last couple games, especially in that Jacksonville series where she scored 10-plus points in every one of those games, that's what got the attention of a WNBA team like the Dallas Wings. And I'm sure a lot of teams and a lot of other basketball programs are certainly watching what's going on in this UPSHOT League. The League of Opportunity, as Commissioner Donna Orender has stated multiple times throughout these past couple of months here in the UPSHOT League. And UPSHOT, man, I tell you, it's been such a phenomenal product this inaugural year, giving these ladies a chance to play pro women's basketball. We've seen so much growth from the start of the season up until now. All 4 teams have provided endless entertainment in 4 different markets that did not have a professional women's basketball team, but now they do, thanks to UPSHOT. So certainly has been a wonderful job put forth by the whole UPSHOT League crew this season, and it's bittersweet to know that tomorrow will be the final home game for Greensboro this season, but no doubt that we're going to enjoy every moment we have here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, including this second half that will be coming up here in just about 6.5 minutes at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Greensboro and Savannah, both teams looking to get back in the win column. The Groove have lost their last 2, 2-8 in their last 10. Savannah have dropped their last 13 games trying to get their 8th win of the UPSHOT League season. But I'm certainly excited to see how Jacksonville and Charlotte will fare in that inaugural UPSHOT League championship game. Certainly going to be a fun one. Anticipated to have a sellout crowd down in Jacksonville. It's going to be a lively atmosphere. Plenty of big names in the sport of women's basketball will be there in attendance as well. And we've seen a lot of support all over the UPSHOT League. Last night, there was a game between Charlotte and Charlotte Crown actually at home against the Jacksonville Waves, and Charlotte fell short there at the last second. KK Deans had a chance to win it for the Crown, but Kobe White, guard of the Charlotte Hornets, he was in attendance in that game. So certainly we've seen some good big names have been in attendance for some UPSHOT League games this season, and it's great to see the support for women's basketball. No doubt that the demand for women's basketball all over the world is certainly at an all-time high right now. Once again, your halftime score, 50-26. Greensboro leading Savannah by 24. Been all Greensboro, and they're hoping to continue that strong effort into the second half here in this game. But the Groove and the Steel will be playing against one another tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Again, you can get your tickets for that one over on grooveupshot.com/tickets. Tickets still available for that, and it'll be the final home game for Fan Appreciation Night. Tonight we're at a back-to-school bash, and more fun to come here in Greensboro. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. What does it take to level up as a referee? It takes opportunity, it takes preparation, and it takes a community that's invested in your growth. Refology is where referees come together to get better through practical coaching, real game feedback, and live support from experienced leaders who understand the game. If you want to level up your craft wherever you are in your officiating journey, Refology helps you show up ready. Refology.com, where referees grow together. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you tonight's broadcast. Right now, you are taking a look at a nice little highlight package put together by our awesome production team of this first half between Greensboro and Savannah. 50-26, the Groove lead. And that first half, a lot to like for Greensboro on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. Savannah was able to get a couple more buckets of their own towards the end of that second quarter. But man, Jessica Timmons, she led the way for Greensboro with 13 first half points and really got things going. The Groove were getting out in transition. They were playing fast. They were playing aggressive. And that just really helped set the tempo for them. And Nyseria Pryor specifically, she had a monster block in the first half. Then she had this steal, took it coast to coast. So it was doing it all there in that first half for Greensboro, which you love to see. And this Greensboro Groove team playing with a couple new additions that have been added to the team recently, but it's been no problem. They've got a lot of consistency as far as Jessica Timmons and Sahara Jones goes, but defensively, the Groove definitely have been victorious on that end of the floor. They have really just set the tempo on that end, making it difficult for Savannah. You see Jessica Timmons knocking down one of those threes that she made there in that first half. This is probably one of my favorite plays of the first half, a Euro from Kayla Jones. I love me a good Euro. And oh, this was my favorite play, honestly. Tay Jones-Bell saying, get that out of here. Ringing the bell there in that first half, offensively and defensively. And Tay Jones-Bell had a block, but Nyseria Pryor also had a monster block as well. So everybody was getting involved there in that first half on Greensboro and Savannah. Second half just under a minute away from beginning here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. We appreciate everyone that has tuned in tonight to watch some UPSHOT basketball, spending your Friday evening with us. As a reminder, UPSHOT basketball continues tomorrow. Greensboro takes on Savannah again here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. And that game will be played at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We will also see the Charlotte Crown take on the Jacksonville Waves again as well. That'll also be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, you can watch those games on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. So we've got a doubleheader in the great state of North Carolina. 2 pro women's basketball games tomorrow. A busy weekend of hoops here in the great state of NC. And Greensboro head coach Janice Washington has done a nice job with their Groove team this season, keeping them grounded, and obviously has been able to give a lot of great opportunity for her players. And on the other side, the exact same thing can be said for Takara Ross, who I see her out here in these pregame warm-ups, just really motivating her team, does a lot of skill work with her players, and she's been doing that all season long, and certainly a player's coach for sure. So that's same to be said with Jess Bogie with Jacksonville, Tricia Safford-Odom with Charlotte. The coaching here in UPSHOT, that cannot be ignored. Obviously, the players have done so much for this league. Obviously, Donna Hornder, Tajma Williams, Franklin, everyone on the leadership staff there with UPSHOT. But these head coaches that have been at the helm this season, they have done so much for their teams. And without them, these players don't get the development and skill set that they need to continue to grow their games. But they've gotten it this year, and we're excited to see what the second half brings. Here we go. Savannah in the black uniforms, Greensboro in the white uniforms, as this third quarter is officially underway. Same starting 5 on the floor for both teams to begin this second half. Alicia Jenkins opens up the scoring for Savannah. It's a nice sight to see for the Steel. A play looked like they drew up and it worked to perfection. And Jenkins is also one of those players that Savannah's hoping they can get a little bit more involved here to begin this second half. And JJ Quitterly gets the steal, ripping that one away from Jessica Timmons. So just like that, back-to-back buckets for Savannah to open up this third quarter. That little mini 4-0 run is a start. It can get you going. Sahara Jones now will try and answer with a 3, and she does. Much needed bucket for Greensboro. Sahara Jones now up to 8 points here this evening. Greensboro leading by 23, and getting the steal there is Kayla Jones, as Quinterly was looking for Petrie and Watson. Jones lobs a pass to Pryor. It's Jones-Bell, the triple. Money! She hit 2 threes in that first quarter, and opening up this third quarter just like how she opened up the game, shooting that long ball and making that long ball. Petrie drives inside, and that's going to be a foul called on Tay Jones-Bell. Second foul on Jones-Bell. As you see Petrie getting into the lane there. 81% free throw shooter this season is Laisha Petrie. Player who played her college ball at Bradley. That's where she started, and also had a stop at Rutgers before ending it at Purdue in the year of 2023. Petrie, still a young talent, 26 years old. Her prime just right around the corner as a ball player, and certainly has been one of the consistent players in the UPSHOT League this season. When you talk about players that maybe could get another opportunity elsewhere after this season, she's certainly one of those players to keep an eye on. Timmons finishes off the excellent pass there from Pryor. And it's just been a total team effort for Greensboro. The assist numbers have been through the roof as Petrie gets inside for an and one. And that's exactly what Savannah was hoping for. And those of you that were listening to our halftime coverage, I was touching on Laisha Petrie and was saying, I think she's the player that Savannah wants to get the ball in her hands a little bit more, considering she only had one made field goal in that first half, and already 2 made field goals for Petrie here in the opening stages of the second half. She converts a 3-point play, as Savannah cuts the lead now down to 23. A little over 2 minutes here into our third quarter of play. Here's Kayla Jones, has it right near that right corner. Overhead pass to Tay Jones-Bell, 6 on the timer. Lost control of it, Pryor gets it back, 2 seconds remain. Jay's on the way, off the mark. Somehow Pryor got in! Oh my goodness, Nyseria Pryor tapped it up and in. She flew her way from the elbow to the block. Didn't know we have a superhero in the building, but we do with Nyseria Pryor. She could fly, ladies and gentlemen. Kayla Jones fires a 3 from the left corner, can't hit. Here comes Savannah on the other end of the floor. Quinterly, a triple. She knew that one was off as Jones-Bell corrals the ball for Greensboro. Roof have numbers. Timmons can't hit. Here comes Savannah now as Quinterly will wait for her teammates to run down the floor. Substitution set to take place at the next dead ball for both teams. Quinterly's mid-range J rattles home. Jessica Timmons has it right near that Groove logo at half court. Now it's Kayla Jones working against Jenkins. The kick out to Pryor, firing a 3. Too long, and excellent rebound there from Watson. Lard will slow things down here for Savannah. 3 ball on the way for Quinterly, can't fall. I like that Savannah's been taking a little bit more time with their possessions. I feel like in that first half they were rushing a little bit of their possessions, particularly in that second quarter. Hence the reason they weren't able to get some field goals, but they look a little bit more settled in here to begin this second half. We have a timeout now on the floor as Greensboro leads Savannah 60-37. And right now Greensboro's been making some highlight plays, and Nyseria Pryor has been one of them. Look at this, getting inside, doing work in Greensboro. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. Good crowd on tap here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, enjoying some Friday night basketball between the Greensboro Groove and the Savannah Steel. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you tonight's coverage of the UPSHOT League. Groove leading 60-37 here in this third quarter as Alicia Petrie deflected that pass, and here come the Steel on the other end of the floor. Tamia Scott has checked in for the first time for Savannah. She actually started as a member of the Greensboro Groove earlier in her UPSHOT tenure. She's got the ball right now, picked up by Sahara Jones. Now Z Spearman down low, floats up a hook shot but can't fall. Now here come the Groove on the other end. Timmons picked up by Jenkins. Has it right near that right baseline, turns around, misses. Good defense there from Jenkins as she gets the board. Savannah's looked a lot more composed, settled in this second half, and it's been thanks to Alicia Petrie getting a couple points on the board as Z Spearman's putback can't fall. And that'll be still Savannah ball as his last touch there by the Groove. Tay Jones-Bell will check out of the ball game now, getting her first breather of the second half. Exactly halfway through our third quarter here in Greensboro, North Carolina. 11-10, Savannah's actually outscored Greensboro here in this third period. Z Spearman, triple can't fall, good chase down rebound there by the Groove. Pryor settles things down, finds Sahara Jones down low, picked up by Scott. One-on-one, turnaround Jay, and she is fouled. So this will be the first free throw trip of the half for Greensboro. Let's take a look at the replay between Jones and Scott. Sahara Jones, that's something that she has just continued to bring more and more of in her game. That is the isolation play. Not just a catch and shoot player anymore. She's a shot creator, especially around that baseline. She can find ways to score. Take a look at that Savannah Steel bench right now on your screen. Team that has put forth a much better effort here in this third quarter. As Jones splits the pair from the stripe. 24-point lead for the Groove. 4.5 to play in our third quarter here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. This is Petrie. Picked up by Pryor. 10 seconds remain on the shot clock. The screen from Spearman, the roll by Spearman, and the finish. The tallest player on the floor for Savannah is Z Spearman, and she's someone that when she gets going down low, good things happen. This is Pryor now, directing traffic right near that left wing. 7 seconds remain on that shot clock. Looking for help, finds Kayla Jones, back to Pryor, three on the way, off the mark, and that's gonna be a shot clock violation. So Savannah's defense too, that's been something that's been improved vastly here in the second half. Whatever was said at that halftime locker room certainly has been working so far. It's been a much more evenly matched contest here in this third quarter after a second quarter where Greensboro went nuts. They outscored Savannah 24-9 in that entire frame. Spearman, two opportunities down low, missed them. Now Petrie will fire. That three ball too long, and Kayla Jones snags the rebound. Launches a pass to Jessica Timmons, and here come the Groove. Not easy for Kayla Jones to get that rebound. She got it over two Savannah Steel defenders. 6 seconds remain on the timer. Jones picked up by Jenkins. 2 seconds now. Jones is going to have to fire. She does and misses. Groove have not scored here in the last couple of possessions. On the other end, this is Spearman. Cross-court pass to Scott. They go around the horn. It's Quinterly. Tightly defended by Timmons. Savannah will reset. Jenkins, a long ball. Got it. Savannah's coming back. And it's been thanks to a total team effort. Everybody's been getting involved as Alicia Jenkins cuts the lead down to 19, the first time in a while that the lead for Greensboro has been under 20. Pryor to Sahara Jones for three. Bullseye! That's more like it. Greensboro starting to get back to what worked in that first half. Good ball movement, shooting that long ball, and making that long ball. On the other end, it's Tamia Scott, and she says, anything you can do, I can do better. The seesaw affair continues here in this third quarter in Greensboro. Pryor gets a screen from Kayla Jones. Now out to Timmons with 7 on the timer. Drives inside, misses, but Sahara Jones is there. And she was looking for the foul, not going to get it. On the other end, this is Scott looking for the kick out. Timmons nearly got that ball. Jenkins gets into the lane, can't finish. And here come the Groove now, wasting no time with the need for speed down the floor. It's Scott missing. Pryor, the rebound, goes up, and Petrie says, give me that. Man, fast-paced action here in Greensboro as on the other end, J.J. Quinterly finishes the lay. Both teams are playing fast, but they're playing smart. They're playing high-quality ball right now, particularly Savannah, man. I'm really impressed with what the Steel have done here in this third quarter. This response, some teams will let up when they're trailing by over 20, but look at this. Laisha Petrie gets another steal, goes into the lane, misses. Pryor with some excellent transition defense. But that's the identity of the Savannah Steel team. They don't give up. A little bit of tired legs you're seeing out here as it has been a fast-paced third quarter. Timmons gets into the lane, misses the layup. Spearman gets the rebound and is fouled on the floor. Shot clock is now off for the remainder of the quarter. We'll get a couple subs on the floor for Greensboro. Tay Jones-Bell will come in, as will Christabel Azoma. And Amaya Scott will check out along with Kayla Jones. Final opportunity of the third period for Savannah on the offensive end of the floor. They can hold it for the final shot if they wish. Quinterly checks the clock. Picked up by Jones-Bell. The screen from Spearman. Bounce pass to Spearman. And she is fouled. That's a third foul assessed there on Jones-Bell. And Z Spearman has been, along with Laisha Petrie, one of the more active players in this second half, who has really gotten things going. First free throw drops in, nothing but net. Still 3 seconds on the clock for Greensboro to try and hit one final shot off before this final horn sounds, and we head to our fourth quarter of play. Here we go. It's Pryor, the speedy Niceria Pryor, firing a shot at the horn. It won't fall, and that'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. Stay with us, folks, and get your popcorn ready if you haven't had it already, because we've got ourselves a fun one. Savannah has made things interesting. A 15-point game heading to the fourth. You're watching the UPSHOT League. What does it take to level up as a referee? It takes opportunity, it takes preparation, and it takes a community that's invested in your growth. Refology is where referees come together to get better through practical coaching, real game feedback, and live support from experienced leaders who understand the game. If you want to level up your craft wherever you are in your officiating journey, Refology helps you show up ready. Refology.com, where referees grow together. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse. We're live in Greensboro, North Carolina. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you this broadcast. Got our A-plus production team along for the ride as well. Good one on tap here in Greensboro. More interesting than those of you that have been watching this whole game probably would have anticipated at halftime. Greensboro led by as many as 26 in this contest, but Savannah has made this a 15-point game. An 11-point turnaround has turned this in to a tight-knit contest between Greensboro and Savannah right now. So both teams still a lot to play for here in this fourth quarter. Game's certainly not over yet, as Quinterly is going to be assessed with the shot clock violation. And some solid defense from Greensboro, particularly Sonia Morris staying up in the grill there of Quinterly to force the turnover. And in that third period, Savannah outscored Greensboro 23-14. They shot 40% from the field. They got to the line a couple times, 5 of 5 from the line. Greensboro was held to just 5 of 19 from the field. Jones-Bell tried to bank home a three to open up this fourth quarter, but that one was a miss. Here comes Savannah on the other end of the floor. Tamia Scott will fire a triple. Can't fall. Jones-Bell now activating the turbo boost down the floor, Euroing her way inside, but getting that ball ripped away from her. She wanted a foul, not going to get it. Here's Spearman on the other end of the floor, missing. Ball tapped around, she gets it back, and Z Spearman, like a dog, bulldozing her way into the lane for 2 points. I tell you, Z Spearman has certainly been the X factor in the second half for Savannah. She's been aggressive, she's been active around the rim, and that has helped Savannah tremendously as far as mounting this comeback. Sahara Jones now weaves her way into the lane, draws contact, and a foul. So Sahara Jones is going to head to the free throw line. You see, we'll get a couple substitutions coming up on the floor after this first shot. Sahara Jones trying to put the finishing touches on this game today. Now up to 13 points as she makes that first free throw there. Also has 6 rebounds, 6 fouls drawn, a plus 14. And between her and Jessica Timmons, those are the players, at least in the offensive end, that Greensboro is going to be looking for to really try and get them back on track here. We know the groove have it in them. That first half, particularly that second quarter, was something special. One of the best quarters we've seen from the groove all season long. This is Quinterly, one-on-one against Pryor, drives into the lane, misses. A good rebound there from Sahara Jones. One thing to watch for Greensboro is can they limit those turnovers? They had a couple of those in the third period. Possession will stay with the groove after that Savannah deflection. The interesting thing to note, though, is that Greensboro does have 16 points off Savannah turnovers. So they have been capitalizing off the Steel's mistakes, which have been 11 turnovers on the side of Savannah this evening. Pryor directing traffic with 9 on the timer. One-on-one against J.J. Quinterly. She drives into the lane, scoops it up with the right hand, and is fouled. So 2 shots coming up for Nyseria Pryor, who's got 9 points this evening. 6 assists, 3 steals, and even a block shot. That's right, the smallest player on the floor had a great block shot in the second quarter. Those of you that have been with us the whole way so far, saw that second quarter, would know what I'm talking about. It was quite the highlight play. Her first free throw is a thing of beauty. As Greensboro extends their lead a little bit more, and Pryor now the 4th Greensboro group player to hit double digits, something that I'm sure head coach Janice Washington, who you just saw on your screen right there, has got to be pleased about. Versatile performance from her squad as Pryor splits the pair. Here comes Jalea Williams with it for Savannah. Trailing by 16, under 7.5 to play in regulation. Jenkins looking down low for Taylor. One-on-one against Jones. The kick out. Jenkins, the fire. Misses. Petrie gets the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball, and that could be anyone. We'll see who's going to be the victim for Greensboro, because I saw Pryor, Jones Bell, and Morris all get in on that jump ball. And it's looking like it's going to be Niceria Pryor that they're going to have jump it up with Laisha Petrie. So obviously a pretty sizable height differential as far as you go, with Pryor listed there at just 5'4" and Petrie at 6 foot even. And Pryor won the jump, or excuse me, Petrie won the jump, but Pryor, I mean, she did win it because she got the ball. But I don't know if the referees let you do that here in Upshot, where you don't even try to jump it up and you just chase the ball. I don't think the player that can do the jump can get the ball. So that will be Savannah Steel basketball. But hey, I respect Niceria Pryor. It was a heck of an idea. And the fact she even got that ball shows you just how fast Niceria Pryor is. Jenkins misses a little turnaround J. And here come the Groove now. Pryor calling out an offensive set. Jones Bell comes to receive the ball. Jones Bell runs over to the right baseline as Kayla Jones has it now for Greensboro. Bounce pass to Sahara. Bouncing her way inside, and great defense there from Watson as Savannah gets that ball back just as the shot clock expired. Taylor fires a long ball. Jones Bell got a piece of it, but somehow the ball went into the hands of Jalea Williams, who finishes for 2. And I'm loving the effort by Savannah. We just saw Kaya Watson deflect that ball. You see the Steel are bringing full court pressure, and I don't blame them. Down by 14, it's now or never. You got to bring everything you can, and that's what they're doing at the moment. Pryor trying to get free, has 2 players on her, and she gets that ball off the Jones Bell pass. This is Kayla Jones with it now. Picked up tightly by Jenkins. Jones muscling her way into the lane for 2 points. Serious and furious. On the other end, here comes Jenkins getting inside and drawing contact and a foul. So Savannah's hanging in there. A couple defensive stops, some better offensive possessions for them in the second half have led them to coming back. If you're just joining us, first of all, welcome. You are watching the UPSHOT League. We appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you this broadcast. This game has presented a lot for us. In that first half, it was all Greensboro. They were able to build a lead by over 20 points, and they carried that into the early stages of the second half, leading by as many as 26. But an immense turnaround by Savannah, where they outscored Greensboro 23-14 in the third quarter, has led them to making things interesting, only trailing by 14 right now. Here's Kayla Jones with it, with 5 on the timer. Step back 3 on the way. Front of the rim, no good. Ball's fought for, and that's going to be a jump ball. So that'll be our second jump ball here in just the past couple of minutes, and that'll take us to a media timeout. Don't you move. Good one on tap. 69-55. Greensboro leads. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the Novant Health Fieldhouse Friday Night Hoops in Greensboro, North Carolina. You are watching the UPSHOT League. The Greensboro Groove lead the Savannah Steel 69-55 with 5:36 to play here in our fourth quarter of play. A game in which Greensboro has led by as many as 26. Savannah had a narrow 2-point lead. That was early in the first quarter at the 9:12 mark. Since then, it's been all Greensboro, but Savannah has made things very interesting with a strong second half comeback. 5.5 to play. Never say never. Savannah trying to pull off the miraculous comeback here in Greensboro. Again, first of a 2-game series between the Groove and the Steel. These two teams back in action tomorrow at the Novant Health Fieldhouse at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Pryor floats her way into the lane. Misses. Rebounded there by Scott. Second chance for the Groove. Timmons, a 3-ball. Too long. On the other end now, here comes Laisha Petrie, zooming her way into the lane, missing with the right hand. We're going to get a loose ball foul called on Greensboro. So that's going to let Savannah keep possession. That's a third foul on Jessica Timmons as the Groove will bring in some more size. Nyseria Pryor checks out, Zahara Jones checks in. As Kaya Watson will inbound it here for Savannah. Is that an Orlando Magic jersey I see courtside? I love it. Shout out to the Orlando Magic. There's Williams right there on the top of the key. Gives it over to Laisha Petrie on the right wing. 8 seconds on the timer. One-on-one against Zahara Jones, driving into the lane and missing with the right hand. Ball's tapped around, rebounded by Watson. Another opportunity for Savannah. 3-ball on the way for Watson, drops in. So Savannah continuing to make things interesting here in Greensboro. Everybody's been getting involved for the steal, and Kyan Watson, that was a heck of a long ball. 11-point game, 4:18 to play here in our fourth quarter of play. Ball is loose, it's ripped away. Here come the steal now. It's Jalea Williams driving in, stepping in, and that's going to be too many steps. Traveling violation there on Williams. Possession will go over to Greensboro. And the Groove now will take over with possession. Of course, it's been a pretty prestigious day for the Greensboro Groove. They got some great news just a couple hours before tip-off. Announced that Kristen Williams has signed a contract with the Dallas Wings, becoming the second player in the UPSHOT League to receive a WNBA contract, and certainly won't be the last. More to come here from the UPSHOT League. There's a lot of talent here in this league. You talk about Deja Kelly, Air Hearn, Laisha Petrie, Diamond Johnson. The list goes on and on and on of the amount of talent here in this league. And Savannah can make this a single-digit game with the bucket here, and they do! Are you kidding me? Laisha Petrie says, I'm not going anywhere just yet. Savannah is within 9. And that's enough for Janice Washington. She's going to call timeout. So a timeout where Greensboro is going to be hoping to get things back on track. But Takara Ross and her squad have been mounting the comeback of the ages right now, trying to complete it. Can they do it? We'll find out on the other side. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. We're live and alive here in the Gate City, Greensboro, North Carolina. Friday night hoops here at the Novant Fieldhouse as the Groove lead the Steel 69-60. Tight contest on tap. Appreciate everyone tuning in. My name's Wendell Epps here to bring you this broadcast. As Laisha Petrie, my goodness, she took a hard fall to the ground there. And that is going to be an offensive foul. I think everyone in the building heard that fall to the ground. Petrie, thankfully, is up and all good. As Savannah now has the ball, they can make this a 7-point game with a made 2-point field goal, and even a 6-point game with a 3-point made basket. Williams has it. She gives it over to Watson right near that left wing. 12 seconds remain on the shot clock for Savannah. Watson drives, kick out. Williams with 5 on the timer. Spins her way into the lane, launches a pass to Petrie, goes up, draws contact, and she will shoot 2. So Savannah, I mean, you got to give them credit. Even if they're not able to pull off this miraculous comeback, this is certainly going to give them a plethora of momentum heading into this matchup tomorrow that they have with this exact same Greensboro Groove team in this exact same building. Petrie's first free throw falls in. J.J. Quinterly set to check in right now for Savannah. As you see a replay of that last foul, Petrie was swarmed down low and Timmons was called for the foul. That's 5 fouls on Jessica Timmons. She remains on the floor. And that's something to keep an eye on. Can Jessica Timmons stay out of foul trouble and avoid getting fouled out and disqualified from this contest? Here we go. We have officially entered crunch time. 3 minutes remain here in the 4th period of this contest between Greensboro and Savannah, as we will get a foul called on Quinterly. Side out inbound set to come here for Greensboro. Timmons to inbound, Petrie to defend. Some players trying to get open. Ball is tapped and Savannah has it. Watson scoops it up. The Steel continue to inch closer and closer to making this a closer game. It's Petrie picked up by Timmons. Out to Watson. Quinterly. And down low there, Taylor trying to finish, couldn't. And they're going to say, officials going to have a discussion of who this is last touched by. They're going to say it was last touched by Savannah. I beg your pardon, they're going to actually say it's last touched by Greensboro. So Savannah will keep it. 14 on the shot clock, 2:43 on the game clock. So Savannah gets themselves another chance for the change call. Quinterly has it, gets a screen from Pollard. Goes between the legs, step back, thought 3, but Zahara Jones is all up in her grill. 4 seconds remain on the shot clock. Watson gets into the lane, but can't finish. Nice idea as Timmons has it for Greensboro, trying to put the finishing touches on this game. Here's Pryor. Holding that ball, as she should. Greensboro trying to milk some clock. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock, 2:10 on the game clock. Zahara Jones picked up one-on-one against Laisha Petrie. Spins her way inside. Jay can't fall. Here comes Savannah, still with a little bit of life. Quinterly soars her way to the lane and misses. Oh, the reverse layup almost got it to go. Here comes Pryor with the need for speed. Down the floor as she is fouled and will shoot 2 free throws. What a sequence we just witnessed here at the Novant Fieldhouse. It looked like Savannah was about to cut this to a 5-point deficit, and they almost did with the reverse layup. But Nyseria Pryor got down the lane, drew contact, and a foul. And it looks like Zahara Jones has just been assessed for a technical foul. Janice Washington is not happy with the call. Not sure if it was something Zahara said, but something happened where the officials blew the whistle and gave her a T. That's obviously not good news because you don't want to give Savannah free points at this stage of the game. So Petrie is going to shoot the tech here for the Steel, who trail by 7, but can make it a 6-point deficit with a made free throw here. Nothing but net for Laisha Petrie. But free throws are still coming up here for Nyseria Pryor. And obviously very important free throws for Pryor, as 2 makes here can make it an 8-point lead for Greensboro. Pryor 2 of 4 from the line this evening. 10 points, 10 rebounds for Nyseria Pryor as she misses the first free throw. But how about that? Out of your 5'3" point guard to have 10 rebounds. I mean, that is just absolutely bonkers that a player can do that, but it shows you the versatility, the athleticism, the absolute prolific talent from a phenomenal player in Nyseria Pryor. Trying to at least get something on the board here for Greensboro during this free throw line trip. And she does, making the second free throw. Timeout has been called by Savannah. 70-63, Greensboro leads by 7. 1:50 to play here in our fourth quarter. This game certainly has seen all the bells and whistles. Started off with Greensboro leading Savannah 26-17 through 1 quarter of play. And then in our second quarter, 24-9, the Groove outscored the Steel. But in that third quarter, Savannah made a nice bounce back, outscoring the Groove 23-14. Take a look at some highlights here from this contest. If you're just joining us, first of all, welcome. You're watching the UPSHOT League. My name's Wendell Epps here to bring you this broadcast, and we've seen a lot here in this game tonight. These two teams have not played each other in this building since mid-May, but they have treated us to some good basketball in this building, if you remember those opening 2 games on the opening weekend. And this one has been no different. Greensboro led by as many as 26 with 8:38 to play in the third quarter, but Savannah has really done a nice job bouncing back. And it's been just a total team effort on their side to get them back on track. JJ Quinterly has done a nice job leading the way with 15 points for Savannah. Laisha Petrie, 12. But obviously Greensboro has had their players as well. Sahara Jones, Jessica Timmons, and Tay Jones-Bell, who have combined for 41 points here in this evening's contest. So on the floor for the Groove, coming out of this timeout, is Kayla Jones, Sahara Jones, Nyseria Pryor, Tay Jones-Bell, and Jessica Timmons. Savannah is bringing out Kaya Watson, Laisha Petrie, JJ Quinterly, Jalea Williams, and Alicia Jenkins. Steel have possession, fresh 24-second shot clock, 1:50 on the game clock. Let's do it. Will it be Greensboro or will it be Savannah that will walk out victorious here this evening? Jenkins on the left block, turns around, fires at Jay. Kayla Jones got a piece of that one. Off Savannah, and it's going to be Groove basketball. So nice defensive effort by Greensboro. It was a great job by Savannah to go fast on that possession. They didn't really waste much time, as Janice Washington will call a reset timeout. So that'll let Greensboro advance the ball past half court, get into their half-court offensive set, and milk some clock, as one would anticipate they will do here. Kayla Jones to inbound. She gets it into Sahara Jones. A lot of Jones on the floor right now with Sahara, Tay, and Kayla. Here's Timmons, 15 on the timer, drives inside, blocked by Jenkins. Last touch by Greensboro, and it's going to be Savannah basketball. That was literally as best of a defensive possession you could have asked for Savannah. It happened fast, and most importantly, they got the stop, and they got the ball back. So now Janice Washington will call timeout, as both teams will head back to their huddles to talk things over again. Greensboro and Savannah. Two teams that will play each other again tomorrow, and it looks like the officials are actually going to review this last play to see who it was last touched on. The ruling on the floor is that it was last touched by Greensboro, and Savannah is going to have the basketball, but we'll see. That's the advantage of having the video replay system here in Upshot, and our three officials will take a look to see who it was last touched on. A win today for the Groove, and they can move to 11-20 on the Upshot League season. And it will snap this brief two-game losing streak. Greensboro's last win came against the Jacksonville Waves last weekend. Savannah's last win came back in late June against the Greensboro Groove in a game over in Savannah. Both of these teams, not too many games left after tonight. Savannah has a couple games left. They'll have a total of 5 games following tonight. And Greensboro will just have 3, including their last home game of the season, which will be tomorrow night. The officials have made their decision. They have checked the replay, and they have confirmed that it will still be Savannah Steel basketball, so no overturned call. Greensboro loses the possession. Savannah's got it, trailing by 7. 1:26 remaining here in quarter number 4. Obviously want to move fast, but the most important thing is that you can get a good bucket here if you're the Steel. Petrie to inbound. Greensboro will apply some full court pressure. The ball goes into the hands of Quitterly. She gets the ball across the timeline for Savannah, trailing by 7. 3 ball all the way for Quitterly. Air ball. Ball is tapped. Petrie got it. Puts it up and in. It's a 5-point game. Savannah's not done yet. They're knocking on the door. Greensboro certainly could use a bucket here to try and create a little bit of more of a cushion. Pryor has it. She checks the clock with 10 on the timer. Picked up by Petrie. This is Sahara Jones. Down low to Kayla Jones. 3 seconds. Pryor down low. Blocked. Oh, but a foul is called there on Williams. She can't believe it. Jalea Williams can't believe it. It's penalty situation, shooting motion. From here, personally, it looked like it was all ball. Yeah, that was a lot of ball there. I have let's see another angle, see if maybe this one understands. I know, yeah, Williams did lean in there, but man, that was a lot of ball. I'm going to be completely honest there. But Pryor's at the free throw line right now. She makes the first free throw. That'll extend the Groove lead up to 6. Jalea Williams, heck of a defensive effort. This is huge for Greensboro because it gives them some time for them to settle down, catch their breath, and they get an extra point as Pryor splits the pair from the line. Still a 2-possession game. Savannah can make it a 1-possession game with the made 3. Quitterly lost the ball. Turnover. And it'll be Groove basketball. Greensboro fans loving that. Quitterly was thinking 2 steps ahead. As we will get a timeout here from Greensboro to draw up a play. 42.3 seconds remain here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse between Greensboro and Savannah. Right now, all 5 players on the floor for Greensboro are in double figures, led by Jessica Timmons with 15. Sahara Jones not too far behind with 14. And then you got Tay Jones-Bell and Nyseria Pryor with 12 points apiece, followed by Kayla Jones with 10. If you're just joining us, no Diamond Johnson tonight for Greensboro once again. Kristen Williams inactive as well because she just signed that WNBA contract with the Dallas Wings. So great to see she is in attendance. She was recognized a few timeouts ago, which was awesome to see. Kristen get recognized for her contributions, obviously, to Greensboro, but obviously her exciting new chapter that she has in store in the WNBA with the Dallas Wings. And Kristen Williams was a player that was a WNBA draft pick. She was the 14th pick back in the 2022 WNBA draft by the Washington Mystics. That came after she was a stellar UConn Husky. She played a couple years with UConn, played with Paige Buckers, AZ Fudd, amongst many other talented ball players there at UConn. She was the Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player in the year of 2022. 132 games played as a Husky. And yeah, I mean, this is a player that obviously has a lot of great experience. She was a McDonald's All-American back in 2018 as well. So Dallas is getting a good one for sure in Kristen Williams. And we've got a good game on tap between Greensboro and Savannah. Groove have the ball. 42 seconds remain. Can they put the icing on the cake here? Petrie gets a steal off the inbound. Here she goes in the other end. Blocked by Sahara Jones with a foul. This game has brought something about the Savannah Steel. Every time they come to the Novant Health Fieldhouse, we are treated for a special game. We're going to take a look at a replay of this. Petrie intercepted the ball straight off the inbound. And Jones, that ball went right in the direction of our camera courtside. And again, kind of looked like a lot of ball, but we've seen a couple bang plays here in this fourth quarter as Petrie's first free throw is no good. So a big miss for Savannah. But Savannah's hustling. They've been playing hard all game long, a team that has trailed by as many as 26. Now within 5 with 38 seconds remain, as we will get a timeout called here by Greensboro. And that's why you save your timeouts, because Greensboro's using all of them right now to try and draw up another play. Last time out, they drew up something, but it obviously didn't work because Laisha Petrie immediately intercepted that ball. So Greensboro will try and get something going here. The Groove team that began their UPSHOT League season back on May 15th against the Savannah Steel. They won 85-81. It was a thriller. It was also on a Friday night. And then they played them the next day and won 107-105 in double overtime. It was a crazy game. So those were the two games that Greensboro played here in this building against Savannah. So every game here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and it looks like maybe we'll have this happen again tonight, will have been decided by 10 points or less, maybe even 5 points or less, depending how much effort Savannah can put forth in the final 38.2 seconds of this game. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome on into the UPSHOT League. 71-66. Greensboro leads Savannah by 5 here in our fourth quarter of play. It's the first of a weekend series between these two ball clubs. They'll play each other again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the final home game of the regular season between Greensboro and Savannah. You see Taj McWilliams-Franklin on your screen. You also see me on your screen, but Taj McWilliams-Franklin is far more important to look at right there. Great to have her here in Greensboro and supporting the UPSHOT League and obviously all the great stuff that she's been able to do alongside Donna Orander this season on the basketball operations side of things. So here comes Kayla Jones to inbound for Greensboro. Can they get a clean inbound? That's the key. She's looking for somebody and gets it to Tay Jones-Bell, but turnover. Another inbound where Greensboro was not able to get a clean pass off, and that'll be a timeout now for Savannah. I don't know how often you see that where a team calls timeouts twice when they're getting ready to inbound and they turn it over twice off a timeout. I mean, that's something where I know Janice Washington can't be too pleased about, especially when you have time to regroup and talk things over. I mean, really the key here, you have the lead. You just got to take care of the basketball, but Greensboro, unfortunately, has just not been able to do that. As we've got some Macarena going on here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Get your groove on, everybody. Get your groove on. Greensboro leading by 5 right now, 71-66. Savannah, this is by far the most important possession. For them, it's going to be the same thing. Can they get a clean inbound off? But can they get a quick shot off here? Ideally, anything within 7 to 8 seconds. That way the shot clock is still on, and that can force them to not have to play the foul game. We'll see how this possession shakes out here for Savannah, who have been playing hard here all night long, particularly in the second half. So both teams head back out on the floor. Greensboro will look to get a much-needed stop here. Savannah will look to get a much-needed bucket. Let's see what the Steel have drawn up here. No changes to either lineup. as both teams take the floor again. The ball did not advance past half court. As Kaya Watson will inbound it here for the steal. .31 on the game clock. They get it into the hands of Jalea Williams. Picked up by Timmons. 24 seconds, 14 on the shot clock. It's Petrie. Watson, a three! Way off the mark, out of bounds. It'll be Greensboro basketball. Great look there from Savannah. Just couldn't get the bucket, so now Kayla Jones will inbound. Savannah will apply the full court press and will have to play the foul game. Jones gets it into Timmons, double teamed. Savannah going for the steal first, and they force a jump ball. They force a jump ball. Excellent job there by Savannah. So that's going to help them potentially get a possession back and not have to worry about playing the foul game just yet. This will be Timmons and Quinterly to jump it up. Here we go. Jumps on the way. It's controlled by Savannah. Williams has it. 10 seconds remain. Drives into the lane and misses a layup. Ball's corralled by Pryor. We've got a foul called on the floor as Laisha Petrie is trying to say that the foul should have been called on Greensboro. But they give the foul assessed there on Laisha Petrie. That'll be her third. And that is going to send Greensboro to the free throw line for 2 free throws. And it looks like the officials are going to go ahead and review this. So I don't know how long these last 2 minutes or so have taken between all the timeouts, but we're having fun here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. These two teams, Greensboro and Savannah, have been putting forth a great effort. The steel in the groove. These two teams have had their fair share of battles all season long and will play each other for the final time this UPSHOT League season tomorrow right here in this building. Greensboro then will wrap up their UPSHOT season next weekend down in Charlotte. So as far as making trips out of state, they're done with that. Savannah, meanwhile, will have a couple games on their plate. After tomorrow's game in Greensboro, they'll get a couple days off before playing in Jacksonville next Wednesday. And then they'll get 3 games in a row to wrap up their regular season, 1 against Charlotte and 2 final against Jacksonville. 6.5 seconds remain here in this fourth quarter as the officials are still taking a look at this play and should get an official ruling here momentarily to see what the call is. But credit to both teams for the fight that they've been putting forth here in this evening's contest. Greensboro and Savannah have been playing hard, aggressive basketball. And this game tonight, Greensboro has shot 36% from the field, 42% from long range, led by Jessica Timmons with 15 points. Just got ruling that a technical free throw has been called on Jessica Timmons. Now, maybe this replay might help us understand where this comes from. I don't know if that's because of the foul. I'm not really sure. Everyone's really confused here. People are even laughing. Petrie missed the free throw. Here are a couple people saying ball don't lie. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, where the tech came from on that sequence, but the officials looked at something. Maybe it was the way that Timmons and Petrie came down, but that doesn't make much sense because Petrie was called for the foul. So maybe it had to have been something that Timmons said. But nevertheless, the tech doesn't matter because Petrie missed the free throw. So Timmons now is at the line for her 2 shots. 71-66, 2 free throws here can make it a 7-point game. She makes the first free throw. Timmons now up to 16 points, a game high. For the 4th leading scorer in the UPSHOT League, goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. And we will get a reset timeout called from Savannah. 6.5 to play, shot clock blank. So this could be the final possession of the ball game for Savannah. Laisha Petrie will inbound it here for the steal. Watson gets free, back to Petrie. Clock down to 3, 2. Petrie will just get into the lane, finish inside with 9/10 of a second. But too little, too late. It is over for the first time in a while. The Greensboro Groove are back in the win column here at their home building at the Novant Health Fieldhouse as they knock off the Savannah Steel 72-68 and snap this brief 2-game losing streak. A nice win for the Groove. I know it was a little bit of a scare there, especially in that 4th quarter with the way Savannah came back. Shouts out to Savannah for their incredible comeback. But when it mattered most, the Groove made the right plays, just enough right plays at the right time to get themselves a 72-68 victory. And the Groove with the win moved to 11-20 on the UPSHOT League season. 6-10 here in this home building. Savannah falls down to an overall record now of 7-22 as they drop yet another game here in the UPSHOT League. Both of these teams will be back at it again tomorrow in this home building. Final home game of the regular season for the Greensboro Groove. We'll have coverage for you live right here on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel at 4 p.m. Eastern Time sharp. Be sure to tune in, and if you're in the Triad area or North Carolina or anywhere close by, definitely come out to the game if you can. It'll be Fan Appreciation Night. We'll have a wonderful atmosphere here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and a lot of people will be in attendance to witness the final home game for the Greensboro Groove. So a 4-point victory tonight for Greensboro. Cité Jones-Bell and Nyseria Pryor set to be interviewed there on the court with our on-court MC, Simone Stanley. Let's go ahead and take a listen into that. Let's go Groove indeed. The Greensboro Groove knock off the Savannah Steel 72-68, a 4-point victory this evening at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. We appreciate everyone that tuned in for this broadcast. For our fantastic production crew, my name is Wendell Epps. Have a great night, everybody. We will catch you tomorrow. This has been a presentation of the UPSHOT League.